Hi, I'm Mitch Gallagher from Sweetwater. I'm coming to you from Santa Monica, California. We're at Apogee Headquarters. We're with Roger Robindoré. It's great to see you, man.
Great. I'm so glad to have you out. I know it's been quite a while.
It's been a while. I think 2001 I was at the old facility.
Right.
So this is all new to me.
That's great. And we'll get to show you kind of all the details, how we do Symphony IOs and really give you a behind the scenes look at what we're doing here.
I can't wait. It's going to be fun.
All right, let's go. So we are in Santa Monica, right? So of course, our company does have somewhat of a green initiative, first of all. So we actually have solar panels. And believe it or not, the power does go out sometimes here in Santa Monica, especially during the summer and the AC going. But we are completely self-sustained when it comes to electricity, if needs be.
Nice.
So, and actually Santa Monica has recognized us throughout the years. Like we were the grand prize winner in this kind of sustainable quality for the city of Santa Monica. And we've really had a collaboration with them to be a green business. And then when it comes to philanthropic, we've actually been supporting an orphanage in Mexico for 20 years. So that some of the young kids who started in that orphanage have come to Apogee after they've graduated from medical school.
Wow.
So it's been amazing to kind of see this ongoing initiative we've had with people in orphans in Mexico.
That's fantastic. As you know, we do all kinds of green stuff and charitable things at Sweetwater as well. So we love that. That's an awesome thing.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
And actually, employees at Apogee can nominate, their favorite cause, and a lot of the causes Betty has decided to support.
That's great.
So it's kind of at the end of the day, it makes it just that much more meaningful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I do want to tell you about this. So this is a Women's Business Enterprise Recognition. How many women run businesses in the audio industry?
Right.
Not
Very many.
And so as you know, Apogee was founded by Betty Bennett back in the 80s. And she has been recognized by this Women's Business Enterprise National Council. So they have recognized Apogee as being a woman-owned business. And again, the fact that it's so unique in the audio industry, we're pretty proud of that.
Right. Absolutely. You should be.
Yeah. This is what we call the sales bullpen. Now, usually this is a beehive of activity. Of course, day after NAMM, so everybody's home recovering.
Right.
But this is really where it all happens, and all back and forth, a little bit like your sales area, where everyone's close and you can interact really easily.
Right. That's great.
Now I do want to tell you a little bit about this building. This part of Santa Monica was very industrial at one point. There's a train station and all these really large warehouses. And this was a printing press. And I remember when we moved in, they had this enormous printing press in here, all very industrial. Now that train station is an art center, and all these buildings are, there's movie production and media companies, and so the kind of the tone of the neighborhood has really changed. But all these beautiful industrial buildings are really great locations for businesses like ours.
Right.
And so, we love the kind of post-industrial, kind of modern look of our headquarters.
Oh, it is wonderful. I love the ceiling with the wood. Yeah, it has a great vibe.
Yeah. All right. So this is kind of the belly of the beast. So this is where we have QA and engineering, and as you can see, we've got our audio precision, kind of all the devices that really we're digging in when we're creating our products. And I do want to quickly just sneak in the office of Lucas Vandermee. So Lucas has been our analog engineer ever since I was here, starting in 1998.
Wow.
Amazing continuity with some core members here at Apogee. He's the analog designer. He's the one really is so much responsible for the Apogee sound. So why don't we just kind of sneak in and take a look at his incredibly chaotic world.
I think it's a misconception, but a lot of the quality of a converter is actually the analog circuitry that surrounds the actual digital part of the circuit. And so that analog design is so important.
It's amazing how much Lucas has kind of explained to me about power supplies, and just that you need several levels of power supply to have the ultra clean supply for the actual conversion stage.
Right.
Kind of what comes out of your wall is incredibly dirty compared to what that conversion stage needs. And so with every generation of quality, you need to clean that AC, clean that power more and more. And so that's why Symphony I/O has 3 separate stages of power supply regulation.
Wow.
And boy, I've had just lots of discussions with Lucas about sort of the art of it at every stage. You could actually have a great analog section, but if the power supply isn't just so, and as you know, the clock, I mean, the clocking is just really is critical. Like we say in our marketing, it actually is very, very true.
Right, yeah.
So this is really the marketing balcony. I see myself as a little bit part of marketing as well. So we get to make the message and then sit at the top here and declare it to the company. No. They have their own little area up here. As you can see, we do videos here. All of our video gear is here. And this is sort of a nice kind of separated space. We're still kind of connected to sales, but have enough autonomy up in this balcony.
In the eagle's nest.
Yes, the marketing.
Very nice.
Marketing people should be on top.
Yeah, of course.
So here we are in the kitchen, right? And there are gold records on the wall. Here in the sales, we have gold records on the wall. So these are basically all of Clear Mountain's gold records that we've been propping open the doors with, and then we decided to put them on the wall.
I'm at all for sale. Clear Mountain guy just likes to show off.
Exactly. If there's one thing you know about Apogee, it's we throw a good party.
I have heard that, yeah.
Yes. And so we just had a pre-NAMM party the day before. And so we hid all of our goods behind these curtains. But usually, so this is the warehouse. Pretty much everything goes through here. So all orders come in, and they pretty much are all going out from here, all around the world.
So this is where I get to come out here and go, I'll take 2 of those, 2 of those, 2.
Absolutely.
Is that how that works?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah, right.
It's like going beyond the line of those curtains is where even us will get our hands slapped. We're going back into inventory.
Right.
So you'll have one side of the building, sales and marketing engineering, and then this half of the building is obviously the warehouse, and we're going to go back and check out the shop.
Great.
And for a couple of years, we had like a quarter of the building that was completely unoccupied for a while. And that, of course, will be the final part of our tour.
Right. Sounds good. Bob Clearman himself hung those drapes.
We do have a few remarkable people who've been at Apogee longer than I have. I've been at Apogee for 22 years. And our head repair tech is Elvie Oval.
Hi.
She has been here since
1996.
1996.
Wow.
Wow.
26.
26 years.
Yeah.
Impressive.
It's amazing, and we still really have the ability to fix just about any of our products. Really going back, maybe not the 88,000, but sort of anything beyond, later than that, she can fix. We do have some parts, and we've got lots of parts here.
Right.
And we go to really great lengths to be able to support our products. It's a pretty big priority of Betty's that we be able to support products going way back, and we'll always support them as long as we can. And this is where the rubber meets the road when it comes to that commitment.
Right. That's important, because when you make an investment in a great piece of gear, you want to know that the company's going to stand behind it.
Absolutely. This is the domain of
happens.
James and Elvie.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're in a separate building now, behind
right.
the main building.
That's right. So this is really the Symphony I/O assembly area.
Okay.
So basically, we get the raw materials from our manufacturer in San Diego for Symphony I/Os. That's the chassis, kind of the main board, the conversion boards, and all of these, basically all Symphony I/Os are assembled and tested right here at our headquarters.
Okay.
As you can imagine, Symphony I/O is a bit of a custom kind of order because there's so many different configurations.
Right.
And so this is really where it all happens.
Nice.
So these are the kind of the raw materials. We go over here. This is being able to test all the different configurations. We have the burn-in rack over there. And really the folks who are doing the testing are quite knowledgeable audio people, right? And I think that really helps, that the person who's testing the gear is probably a Symphony I/O user.
Right.
That's not often the case when
Right.
it comes to electronic manufacturing. It's someone who may not have any idea what your gear does, whereas this is really someone who's in here. They're probably a pretty passionate musician and audio recordist.
Right.
I feel like it gives that sort of extra bit of care.
I think you're right.
So at the end of the tour, let's go to the corner office and check in with Betty.
Great, yeah, the president and founder of the company.
Absolutely.
Awesome, let's go. So we're in the corner office here at Apogee Headquarters. This is Betty Bennett, the president of the company, founder of the company.
Oh, thanks.
Great to see you.
You too, Mitch. It's been a long time. It's the first time in this building.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
2001, I was out at the airport, which was the first building, right?
Right. Well, we started there, actually in 85, we started in our garage.
Wow.
You know, so that was the filters. We potted them in the back. Potter Patterson was back there with the epoxy making a big mess. Then we moved to Main Street for a little while, and then the airport, and then here, yeah.
Wow. So how did you get started originally? What drew you into the digital world?
You know, my former life was at Soundcraft.
Right.
I was president of Soundcraft for 8 years, and then helped those guys negotiate the sale of Soundcraft to Harman. And then at that time, we started Apogee, engineer from Soundcraft, Christoph Heidelberger, Bruce Jackson, and myself. Kind of a weird, fluky thing, a dinner conversation, and why did CDs sound so badly? And you know, the whole revolt was going on about that point, especially with classical guys. And so we started digging into it and found out what the problems were, starting with the filters, and then we went on from filters to jitter to dither to, you know, all kinds of exciting things.
Yeah, yeah, well, absolutely.
Well, they were at the time,
And it
for
made
sure.
such a difference. I mean,
Yeah.
it was part of the whole evolution of digital sound quality to where today we've got really great sound quality.
Yeah, it's funny. I was looking through some old magazines, cleaning up, you know, for the party that we had the other day, and it's funny to see those articles that happened all those years ago. Wow, 37 years ago.
Yeah.
And it really was a big deal. You know, the mastering guys really appreciated it because you have to admit, these machines were $250,000 to go in there and desolder the filter that was there and then put a new one in without voiding their warranties.
Yeah, those were not cheap machines, so steady hands, right?
Oh yeah. It wasn't me that was doing the soldering, I can assure you. Right. We actually, one of the guys from the Village back in the day, he used to do a lot of them for the folks around here, and then we had a guy in New York and one in London.
Right.
But yeah, it was fun.
Right.
Those were the days. It was like, you know,
Yeah,
booming.
sure.
Yeah, it was fun.
There was a whole revolution going on as things moved more toward the digital era, but Apogee has certainly led the way with all the products, the 81,000, the DA1000, 88,000, I mean, all through all the different products that the company's made.
Yeah, you know, people don't know this. We did the converters for DigiDesign originally when Peter and Evan had the company before they sold it to Avid. We did they wanted us to do both, an inexpensive one, and we chose a more expensive one because we couldn't, you know, we were a small little company and we didn't do volumes like that. So
Right.
yeah, we did the first converters for them
Wow,
all
yeah.
those years ago.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
How about that?
And we did other things. We did stuff for Nakamichi, for Denon, for Onkyo. We were in a lot of products at that time that were, you know, coming to the market with digital audio.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Leading
fun.
up to today with the Symphony I/O,
Yeah.
Duet, and the Symphony
Yeah.
Desktop, which is what I have in my studio, and just fantastic products.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, we've come a long way.
Yeah, wonderful. What a trip it's been, right?
Yeah, thanks. It's great that you guys came out.
Thank you, and we
Nice to
appreciate
see
you
you
hosting
again.
us here today. It's been fun to see the company.
Yeah, I think Roger's been with you, and then you saw Bob over there in the studio,
Yep.
and you can go see the other studio.
We're going to get some time with Bob to visit the two studios and check all that out as well, so that's going to be fun.
Great.
Yeah, and
Fun.
I'll try to make it so it's not another 21 years before I come back.
Yeah, for sure. That would be really great. Oh my God, you know, I will long be gone by then, I'm sure.
It's great to see you. Thank you very
too.
much.
Thanks, Mitch.
Roger, thanks so much for the tour, man. It's been great to see everything that's happening here at Apogee.
Well, sure, it's been great to show you kind of all the details of what goes on here at
goes on
Apogee Electronics.
Behind the scenes, and
Yeah.
apropos that we finish up beside the museum of past Apogee products. I've owned a bunch of these different ones. It's all such cool gear.
Exactly, all the way back to the mid-90s, all the way up to today.
Yeah, fun stuff.
Yeah.
Thanks again.
Our pleasure.
And thank you for joining me in Santa Monica, California. Coming to you from Apogee Headquarters, I'm Mitch Gallagher from Sweetwater.